morning students. Welcome to your English literature class. Today we are going to revise a story, The Lost Child, from Hedward English Trail. So children, we have already done this chapter earlier. Today we are going to revise this chapter. So by the end of this video, you will be able to express story in your own words, meanings of difficult words and phrases, and answer the related questions. Now children, The Lost Child story is written by Mulk Raj Anand. Mulk Raj Anand was an Indian writer in English notable for his depiction of the lives of the poor caste in traditional Indian society. One of the pioneers of Indo-Anglian fiction. He was one of the first India-based writers in English to gain an international readership. Anand is admired for his novels and short stories, which have acquired the status of being classic works of modern Indian English literature. He was a recipient of the civilian honor of the Padma Bhushan. So students, let's begin with today's topic. So children, have you ever been to a fair? What kind of things did you see there? Toys, sweets, stalls, swings, etc. Now students, the story The Lost Child is of a small child who got lost in a fair. He had gone with his parents to the fair but lost them when he got engrossed in looking at a roundabout swing. The story highlights the bond of love and affection that the child shares with his parents. Students, look at the book at page number 110. We will begin with time to start. You must have been to a fair at some time or the other. Now quickly write some words that you would associate with a fair. You must write at least 10 words. Compare your list with your partners and see how many words you have in common. Here is the list of the things associated with fair. First, swings, sweets, balloons, toys, game stalls, snake charmer, art and craft products, terracotta items, decorative buntings, and jugglers. Now students, I will tell you the summary of the story written by Mulk Raj Anand. So students, it was a season of spring. The people of village came out of their houses in colorful attires and walked towards the fair. A child along with his parents was going to the fair and was very excited and happy. He was attracted by various wayside stalls of toys and sweets. Though his father got angry, his mother pacified him and diverted his attention toward other things. The child moved forward but once again lagged behind because his eyes were caught by one thing or the other every now and then. As they reached the fair, the child wanted the various things on the stalls. His mouth watered seeing sweets decorated with gold and silver leaves. He wanted his favorite burfi, but knowing that his parents would refuse on the ground that he was greedy, he walked ahead. Then he saw beautiful garlands of gulmohar, but didn't ask for it. Then he saw balloons, but he knew very well that his parents would deny owing to the fact that he was too old to play with balloons. So he walked away. Then he saw a snake charmer and a roundabout swing. This time he could not suppress his desire. He made a bold wish to his parents that he wanted to go on the roundabout. To his astonishment, there was no reply. Neither his father nor his mother was there. Now the child realized that he was lost. He ran here and there but could not find them. The place was overcrowded. He got terrified, but suddenly a kind-hearted man picked him up in his arms and consoled the bitterly weeping child. He asked if he would like to have a joyride, but the child sobbed, "I want my father, I want my mother." The man offered him sweets, balloons and garland, but the child kept weeping, "I want my father, I want my mother." Students, let's revise the meanings of difficult words. You all have to mark the breakups and note down the words. So here is the first word. It's alley. It means a very narrow street or path between buildings. Next, it's gaily, which means brightly or cheerfully. Next, clad. It means dressed. Humanity means quality or state of being human. Number 5, brimming. It means to be or become full, often to overflow. Lagged means fell behind. Next, fascinated, attracted. Lingering. To be slow in parting or in quitting something. Receding, moving back or away. Suppress, to put down by authority or force, or you can use repress. Number 11, refusal. The meaning is the act of denying or denial. Pleaded, requested. Tyrant. It means one resembling an oppressive ruler in the harsh user of authority or power. Or you can use authoritarian or a cruel and oppressive ruler. Tender, showing care. Bustling, full of lively activity. Gaudy, marked by extravagance or sometimes tasteless showing. Intercepting, stopping something in progress. Lone, alone. Fluttering, a quick wavering or flapping movement or sensation. Flapping, fluttering. Cautionary, serving as a warning. Abreast, beside one another in line. Teeming, to be present in large quantity. Cooing, making the low soft cry of a dove or pigeon or similar sound. Capers, to skip or dance about in a playful way. Throngs, crowd. Converging, trending or moving towards one point or another, or you can use come together. Whirlpool, an impelling force by which something may be engulfed. Now students, we will revise the phrases. So first phrase here is, from the wintry shades of narrow lanes. संकरी गलियों की चमचमाती छटाओं से, in his familiar tyrant's way, अपने परिचित तानाशाह के तरीके से, in search of sweetness, मिठास की तलाश में, out from their hiding places, अपने छिपने के स्थानों से बाहर, to enjoy the sunshine, धूप का आनंद लेने के लिए, on the edge of the well, कुएं के किनारे पर, from his forgotten hands, उसके भूले हुए हाथों से, through the mustard fields, सरसों के खेतों के माध्यम से, to the whirlpool of the fair, मेले के भंवर तक, by the confusion, भ्रम से. Now students, we will start with the reading of the text. So just take out your page number 110. Fairs are exciting places, aren't they? However, they can also be fraught with danger, as this poor child found out in the story you are about to read. So here we start. It was the festival of spring. From the wintry shades of narrow lanes and alleys emerged a gaily clad humanity. Some walked, some rode on horses, others sat being carried in bamboo and bullock carts. One little boy ran between his father's legs, brimming over with life and laughter. "Come, child, come," called his parents, as he lagged behind, fascinated by the toys in the shops that lined the way. Now students, which festival was it? It was the festival of spring. The story is set in the spring season. As the winter season had just ended, all the people came out of their houses. They were cheerful as the chilling cold weather had ended. How did the people travel? People traveled by various modes of transport: foot, horses, bamboo carts and bullock carts. A little child was accompanied by his parents. He ran excitedly and often banged into his father's legs. He was full of life, excitement and laughter. Why did he lag behind? He lagged behind as he was attracted towards the toys which were displayed at the various stalls. Now students, who said the words, "Come child, come," and to whom? Now as the child lagged behind, his parents would call him to come with them. Move to the second paragraph. He hurried towards his parents, his feet obedient to their call, his eyes still lingering on the receding toys. As he came to where they had stopped to wait for him, he could not suppress the desire of his heart, even though he well knew the old cold stare of refusal in their eyes. Now children, when his parents called him, he went to them obediently. But his eyes would keep on looking at the toys that he wanted. As he reached them, he could not control his desire to buy a toy. But he knew his parents very well. What did the child know about his parents? He knew that they would stare at him, indicating denial to buy him the toy. In simple words, it means they will refuse to buy him the toy. In their usual emotionless stare. Next lines. "I want that toy," he pleaded. His father looked at him red-eyed in his familiar tyrant's way. His mother melted by the free spirit of the day, was tender and giving him her finger to hold, said, "Look, child, what is before you?" Now here the child was unable to control his desire any longer. He requested his parent to buy him the toy. Now students, how did parents react to his request? The father's eyes grew red with anger. He looked at the child just like a cruel ruler who was trying to oppress him. And the mother became emotional because of the free spirit of the day. In simple words, it is the festival of spring, so she was not strict with him. Lovingly, she gave her finger to the child to hold and guided him to a place. She diverted his attention and asked him to see what was in front of him. Now there is a just a minute question there, students. Which words in this paragraph tell the reader that the child's father was a strict man? Can you identify? So here in this paragraph, the words red-eyed and tyrant show the reader that the child's father was a strict man. Move to the next paragraph, page number 110, next paragraph. It was a flowering mustard field, pale like melting gold as it swept across miles and miles of even land. A group of dragonflies were bustling about on their gaudy purple wings, intercepting the flight of a lone black bee or butterfly in search of sweetness from the flowers. The child followed them in the air with his gaze, till one of them would still its wings and rest, and he would try to catch it. But it would go fluttering, flapping up into the air when he had almost caught it in his hands. Then his mother gave a cautionary call. "Come, child, come onto the footpath." Now here, students, what did the mother divert his attention? I am repeating the question. To what did the mother divert his attention? So here, the mother diverted the child's attention to a vast field full of bright yellow colored mustard flowers. They seemed like flowing streams of gold and were widespread. Now students, what did the child observe in the mustard fields? So the child observed a group of dragonflies, black bees and butterflies that buzzed around, sucking the nectar from the flowers. The child looked at them as they flew around. When one of them sat somewhere, he tried to catch them, but the tiny creatures would fly away the next instant. The mother called out to him as they started walking down the footpath. Now move to the next paragraph. He ran towards his parents gaily and walked abreast of them for a while, being however soon left behind, attracted by little insects and worms along the footpath that were teeming out from their hiding places to enjoy the sunshine. Now here the child ran towards his parents. He walked next to them, but after a few steps he stopped again. Now children, why did he stop? He stopped to see the insects which were coming out of the soil. Once again the child was left behind. Now move to the next page, page number 111, first paragraph. "Come, child, come," his parents called from the shade of a grove where they had seated themselves on the edge of a well. He ran towards them. Now, in these lines, the parents called him, They sat next to a well under the shady trees. The child once again ran and joined his parents. A shower of young flowers fell upon the child as he entered the grove, and forgetting his parents, he began to gather the raining petals in his hands. But lo! He heard the cooing of doves and ran towards his parents, shouting, "The dove! The dove!" The raining petals dropped from his forgotten hands. Now, as the child entered the shady forested area, he was welcomed by a shower of flowers. He forgot his parents and started collecting the petals that had fallen. Just then, he heard the cooing of doves and was excited to see them. He started chasing the birds, and in the process, the petals fell from his hands. What does this behavior of the child show? This shows that as the child got attracted towards the next thing, he forgot what he had been doing earlier. To the next paragraph. "Come, child, come," they called to the child, who had now gone running in wild capers round the banyan tree, and gathering him up, they took the narrow, winding footpath which led to the fair through the mustard fields. Now here the parents called the child who was running and playing around a banyan tree. They lifted him and walked down a narrow twisting lane through which they crossed the mustard fields and reached the fair. As they neared the village, the child could see many other footpaths full of throngs converging to the whirlpool of the fair, and felt at once repelled and fascinated by the confusion of the world he was entering. Now, as they were about to reach the fair, the child saw huge crowds of people walking from all the directions towards the fair. Now, what was the child's reaction on seeing the crowd? Now here there are two different reactions of the child to this crowd. At first, the dense crowd scared him and he stepped back for a while. But the next moment, he got attracted to the mind-boggling crowd of humanity. Now students, this brings an end to our today's lesson. Your homework is: read the text again and revise the word meanings, and make sentences of the following words in your copy. Alley, clad, fascinated, tyrant, teeming, tender, bustling, gaudy, lone, and throngs. Thank you, students.